As we're still waiting for it, knife round is going to start very soon, with Imperial going to stab as much as they can against the site of GoodJob. So now Spirit has chosen his coach position. This is where he belongs. Interesting enough, 4 different nations are being represented on Imperial, as the coach is from Ireland, Neil. As Neil knows how to do his job, he brought the team quite far. And as we're starting it up, now they're coming in. Fresh knives where accuracy with the right click has to be done. Tensky and Yuki might be able to do so, but Esperanto falls. And GoodJob able to decide where they want to start here on Inferno. And to just go through the map video real quick, if you missed that part, of course. It was a good job picking this map. On the other sides, Imperial Cache, and then, well, Overpass. That might be our decider for tonight. And logically, right now is the, well, best time to watch Counter-Strike. It's in the evening. I know there's ESL Pro League going on, but let's be real, right? ESL Pro League or Hellcase Cup? ESL Pro League or Hellcase Cup? You gotta decide quite wisely. And yeah, starting it hot. Nuki falling down into the hands of Box. One player less already on the board for the side of Imperial, but aggression is going to be continued, and the focus on the A side is set. Nikes, the only one who's a bit delayed on the A side. The Sad set can't find one, gets Tensky. Nikes comes around, finds Esperanto as well. Silion, he doesn't have any armor, so Nexa gotta do the job. So he might be the Glock king the team right now needs. As Nikes is retreating a bit. USPS in the hands of Silion, looking in the wrong direction, and they're switching guns just that second. Unfortunate timing, Lollipop, who gets at least Nexa from behind. Nikes can put some 45 ACP in the back of that of Silion, securing the team of GoodJob the first. And with that first, everything is going to be bought up. The lovely submachine gun is going to be used as far as possible. And the pistols right now, this is the point where they could become lethal. So as we're at it, taking their time with those pistols. Banana is quite free. They could take the control of Silion and Co. They're still taking their time. Satsit's shoulder has been spotted by Esperanto. He goes for a few pre-fires here and there. Nexa gotta deal with a bit of damage that has been thrown in by Lollipop, but they're keeping the attention of the players of the A site sticked to themselves. They're not 100% certain where they want to go, and Yuki can get himself that certain entry that would have been very useful. Coffee and Nikes staying on the B site, but the destination for Imperial seemingly has been set. They're sticking to B. They know there are only 2 UMPs, no rifle, nothing that is 100% lethal. Standing around the corner, flashbangs just awaiting to hit the right timing, and when the go is being executed, it might get very tricky and hairy for the side of GoodJob. As the rotation from Box though comes in, now the players pushing onto the site. Molotov doesn't block anyone off. 20 more seconds to get themselves on the site. Yuki can't find one, but not the second. Coffee has to be found. His hat is not being ripped off, and the Box coming through doesn't make the life easier. 14 more seconds to plant that thing, and Nexa, with the last shot, he magically does it as he whiffs 3 in a row, but then suddenly gets himself the patience to squeeze the trigger at the right time. Bomb planted, 2v2, and Nexa has just 6 points of health left, which means 100% accuracy is necessary. He can connect on one. This would be the clutch of his lifetime, but can't do it. It's the body shot that he landed there on Zat. But still the plan, and Nexa's performance increasing the chance for Imperial to get easier and way easier into this game. With now the M4s and all the good rifles equipped on the side of GoodJob, it shouldn't be too much of a problem taking home that round number 3. As we see aggression from Lollipop, gets him the rewards. To that frag, well, it hurts him a little bit off the CT economy. It's only one, but... But on the other hand, I really enjoy seeing that they at least made the effort to get one down. CT economy is not the easiest to manage and to get. Nuki can secure himself another frag. A 3-0 lead on a map GoodJob has chosen, and that seems to be a perfect start for the Belarusians at that point of time. As we're now going into our round number 4, it's going to be Imperial now finally onto those lovely and extremely useful AKs. The nades being thrown deep in by GoodJob to take control over Banana. As they do it right now, Imperial lost control, but more likely never gained control over a very, very important aspect of the map. This allows GoodJob to keep no one rotating from the A side for the moment, in case Nikes as well as Coffee can hold their positions quite well. The duo peek from Tensky and Dexon not opening up there any chances, as GoodJob are holding themselves deep onto that side of A. Box, Sad, as well as Lollipop are rather interested to not take any duels against those quite skilled Imperial players. And the issue that might occur for the side of GoodJob, there's going to be a late rotation. If no one of the B players is going back on site, the problem will occur that this is going to be now taken away. But first of all, Tensky takes Box down. Rotation now coming in from the other side. Another player comes, and that is Lollipop as he picks Esperanto up. Coffee can take down another. But the A side already secured. In case Coffee can't pick any shots through that box, as he doesn't do so, Nikes as well as his teammate got a retake on the site, but the FAMAS is not really what you want to have in this situation. Switches over to the AK he can gather. They have both a kit. The team's economy is not looking that brilliant, but still the chances of taking home round number 4 are going in favor of Imperial, as they found the weakness in the setup of GoodJob. Focus on the A sites and had good reactions on every player. There he got it.
Terrorists win.
And just to make sure that we're on the same page here, economy, real quick overlook over that. Nuki, the only one on the side of Imperial, really building up a decent wallet right here. That decent wallet logically can be used in a big favor for the side of the team. But the other players not really looking good with the dollars. So whoever takes down the opponent right now sends them in a spiral of economic draw, at least for the moment. First of all, the Flash is forcing Nikes and his teammate back on the side of B. Want to stay deep on the side. Did he just shoot the fish? Hold on. We gotta investigate the Frapeta. Pita. They're all alive. Swimming like happy little fishes in a terrorist and violence manifested area. But first of all, Tensky, he's being a terrorist perfectly on the A house site, but can't get any further as Box finds him in the end. 4 versus 4, man equalized. smoke that is still onto Nexa, as he got to hit that 100% perfect to control the B side a bit as he smokes off CT in a second. It's going to be Cillian first of all, not finding Coffee by surprise. And Nexa, as he pushes from the left, this is nice timing to it. Even Nuki through the smoke, that got to be secure, but now it's beyond with 1 and 2. And suddenly Imperial. It's the player from Lithuania with 23 points of health. He's just 16 years old. But he does an immensely important job taking control over that B site. The question is, how much can he do with that, what he just controls? Standing very defensive. Box hasn't any Molotov or grenade to get that position in his hands. And as he sees where Box is, Esperanto clutches it. Casually, free K, and so it's going to be GoodJob. Forced into the economic drought, at least for the moment. A fortunate situation. And now, if you didn't know, that's the part I really like about GoodJob. That Belarusian team is actually being formed or created in that situation by Dynamo Brest. And Dynamo Brest is not any sexual reference, though funny-wise their trailer for their tournament was quite sexual. It is a football club in Belarus. So now you know something more. In Esperanto, he knows how to clutch anyway. Got himself that very important control, and Nuki, he's casually walking onto the site. It needs to be nice, not hitting those shots with 80 points of health. He's not looking that brilliant. And as around the corner, Tensky got away too. Finds Sat, reloads over, and to the right, there's one more to go. Gonna be Box, but he casually throws his smokes. No problem. Just waiting around. And suddenly the shot from Box has been taken. He should be taken out in a second. That happens. And Lollipop. Nice shot onto Tensky. It's actually kind of worrying if such a situation turns into a 3 versus 2. But Nexa, as it would be just a simple aim map, plucks off the head. And so it's going to be a tie. 3-3 now. Secure. Due to a little technical difficulty, switching over for a second. Now we're back at it. With both teams going into the full weaponry situation, where every single one is equipped with everything they could have dreamed of. Box, though, without armor. It's not the best situation. Can get the entry, though. A crucial entry. It's one of the crucial players from Imperial now taken out of the game and out of the server for the moment. Snicky hitting the right timing and also the right frag onto Lollipop. Just taking care of that destabilization is happening on the side of A. Coffee has a right angle though and shoots Nexa through the box as he has an extremely tight angle to shoot through. It's still working out for him, and that means Cillian and Nuki together they don't even have 100 points of health on themselves. Now it's gotta be a Danish clutch. It's a tough Danish clutch. Suddenly picking up the knife. Can't find Sat though. With 50 seconds, he rather goes for that side of A. Box has the right angle. One shot and then the Dane is out of that game. He's waiting. Oh, he's with the shot. Cillian has a bit of more information. Can come around. Take his time. Casually. Coffee and Sat. Not looking even in the same direction. Which means the Belarusian player gotta hit his shot. Oh, Cillian though at least taking him down. But there it goes. And with securing themselves to 4th, doesn't stop Imperial from getting themselves on a more and more decent streak, possibly. Their economy is still looking quite positive at that point in time. Cillian should try to find some aggression with the gun he has in his hands, and that MAC-10, it might be very useful. Box aggressive position, can't find the shot, doesn't get punished for it either. Luckily enough, only loses 27 points of health. A single body shot that landed on him makes him not a very easy target yet. But it forced GoodJob to stay a little bit more defensive, whilst Imperial is not sending even anyone over to the side of Banana and to the side of B, except Nuki holding a defensive angle. GoodJob doesn't seize that certain chance to take control of Banana. Understandable, as Imperial's extremely lethal. Gun's now being switched. Tensky gets himself that AK. Esperanto. Fast as Sonic the Hedgehog, he needs to run into this. And with supersonic speed, running over the players is exactly the way you can use that certain Mac-10. As he now does so, he goes in first and runs, but that run easily taken down by Box. And so that A side is now going to be under control of GoodJob for the moment. The question is there any possibility this will turn around or not? Tensky walking past the player, Coffee. To the right, he now needs to look, sees where he is, can take down his head, and now he's coming even from Library. This is making the situation for GoodJob a little bit more tricky, but Imperial barely has any time to do any mistakes. Naxa, so slow, finds Box. Extremely important entry for the side of A. And now Zatson has to be found as well. Naxa with another, and Tensky and Naxa don't stop on this. With Nikes being the only one alive. It all should be just over and out at that point of time. The sad face. As that bomb is going to blow up in a second, this puts Imperial in a situation where 4 versus 4 might get themselves a little further and further.
Terrorists win.
With that round number 4 being secured for Imperial, they only got themselves those pistols right now. GoodJob. The ZZs can be tiny, lethal tools. We all know about that. And those tiny, lethal tools might be utilized right. It's only on those fine snipes. With Box standing behind the flames, not interested in getting burned a slight bit. There comes the grenade, picks up that AK, and a free gun now in the hands of the GoodJob player. They're holding it close. Don't give the opponent any ground. It might work for one. It does. Naxa though finds Box, can get taken out. He is out of the game, and Nuki finds Coffee in the end. With a wallbang. Was it interesting enough for that one certain wall on Banana? Probably it was, but doesn't change much of the outcome. His Lollipop is the only one with the kit. He tries to flank the players. Could be very successful with it if he hits the right timing. Esperanto on low HP is an easy one though. But there's pistols at the point of time. Lollipop. He good at Tensky and gets him down. That's already the equalized situation. And he runs as fast as he can, but from behind. You gotta eat those bullets and bite it. As Nuki finds the AK shots in his back. A sight. Which has been taken. Lovely done by Esperanto and Co. in a round where GoodJob. You have to see the initial situation was of them just to have those pistols and a certain upgrade with one player having a rifle. So that's it though. Once more, just mentioning that Esperanto is an easy target, but Nuki has a perfect position. You just pop his head in a second. He sees the shoulder. Does that in the end. Nuki securing the lead for Imperial with a 5-4. Now in favor. And so it's gonna be GoodJob on an eco. Now so far they found many ways to crack those bomb sites open. It's right now the time where, well, GoodJob need to find a new system in holding those sites. They've done it quite well throughout the 4 rounds. I mean, the thing is though, from the pistol on, they had this certain advantage when the guns came in for Imperial. This is where it got very tricky and not so stable anymore for GoodJob. Flashbang. Holding up Asilion to now do it, and suddenly a bunch of USPSs are coming to hunt down Asilion. Tensky being found, and Nuki kills Nikes in the end. 2 versus 3, and still a lot of players alive. Esperanto can't get his head ripped off. A nice try from GoodJob. I mean, they got themselves 2 frags, and 2 frags in a round where you only play with USPSs and a single P250. You can be happy with that. With M-Force back on the Belarusian site, it's time to release what you're actually able to do. With control though early taken downwards Banana, it's very helpful. Next up, there's Coffee to see, finds 1, finds 2 with just the Mac-10. He casually gets himself frags left, right, and center. And Box, who's now also low HP, is not looking in the best of a situation. Nike's though highly interested in taking control towards Banana, making sure that the players of the A side can stick to where they are due to the information they have now gained. It might be even Nikes having the perfect time to flank and come from the site. No one being spotted at the moment. Stansky not hitting a shot that he necessarily need to do. Next up, with 30 points of health, not really looking that brilliant to find any more frags. There's the first one on Nexa. Can get himself 1. Look at the AWP shoots Box just through that wall and allows himself to get that plant. How quick is Nikes going to be about? Nuki knows and finds it. 7-1. Beautiful shot. Nikes utilizing his stealth cloak. Not as good as he could have used it. And that just gives Imperial the 7-4 lead. GoodJob once more on a pistol force, with Box and the rest having a few guns here and there. How will this turn out in favor of the side who actually has picked this map? And that is the thing, right? Because when you pick such a map, you expect yourself to win on it. I think that's a very, very logical conclusion, right? Everything else would be kind of odd. And so far, it's not looking that brilliant for GoodJob. So they're finding frags in such rounds and dealing a lot of damage. The thing you can really look up to is GoodJob playing, well, let's say it like that, 10% better on the sites of the terrorists. As though double digits on your opponent would be something you're not looking up to. That's all very possible. Nuki hitting Lollipop, Coffee calling close, Eagle to be the last tool to kill free. Seems all very unreasonable. So you gotta pray, hope that he drank his good Nespresso coffee with George Clooney in front. The face everyone loves, right? Imagine George Clooney playing Counter-Strike. That'd be a very interesting sight. I just don't know if he would try to rip off a casino doing so, or if he would actually perform like he usually does in his movies. How ironic, isn't it? And as right now, Imperial is looking brilliant with the player's performance. Just to give you a little overview how good they are playing at that point in time. Well, let's say it like this. Nexa right now is giving more than 120 damage per round. The average damage right now, 126.6. Esperanto now falling short though, not really helpful. Nuki finding Nike suddenly all going around a little, and Box with 4 points of health. Conditions looking quite alright for Imperial. As Box is not hitting his shots, Nuki getting 1 and Coffee not securing the frag on the Opper, who magically secured himself a second with a playing Box who was already low HP, just doing the mistake in playing against a player with an extremely high reaction time. That was just insane to watch. But the A site, once more the destination of 3 players. Coffee though finding Nuki. Opera taken out of the game. 2 more players to find on the A site, and Nexa is the perfect entry for that. As he will casually look to the right and say, oh, there are 2 opponents. Headshot 1, headshot 2. I got you, fam. That's that. Standing there at the bottom, the perfect time for now. Next to strike. He waits it out. There's the moment. Number 1. He baits out his teammate a little there. But it's the second shot as well. 1 versus 1 as he's in a clutch situation. Unfortunate pictures we're having here if you're an Imperial fan. Though coffee right now. Coming in from CT. Making a long way around, having no utility. But where's the problem for Nexa? Nexa just shrugging, asking, wait, who are you trying to play against? As he even clutches that in the end. 18-8 after 14 rounds. This is something I call performance. And no doubt that he delivers exactly that. And it seems at that point in time, double digits are secured for Imperial. If they don't do any major mistakes, they should be able to take down GoodJob with ease in that round number 14. As I'm saying it, Esperanto finds coffee. Nikes getting Esperanto in return. Nasulion on low HP is not really a nice picture right now. Unless for some reason the frags aren't working. This is GoodJob. What you have to really say about them, any round where they still have only pistols, they still find the right way to find a few frags here and there. Of course, it's not winning a round, but on the other hand, you have to see it like this. Imperial has extremely good individual skill. If you would think that there's a team that only relies on 1 or 2 persons doing frags and have that very, very team kind of setup and not that puggy kind of setup, then those pistols would be even more lethal. A team like Alternate Attacks would have major problems against GoodJob right now, for example. Getting back to it though, Lollipop standing there in the middle. Nexus should have the option to find the player. Barrel with a peekaboo. Oh, dinking Nexa down. Now giving him the AWP, he has the right kind of idea to it. And whiffs the shot onto Zat. Oh, how unfortunate it can get. But he rotates over to the side of B. And that's perfect. This is so smart from him. Because instead of holding himself somewhere around the side here where he has to check all those close range angles, he goes on B, lands open, stands here, and checks there and there. Nexa should have everything working out for him in the moment. Only if he expects Zat to come from that position. Because right now the Belarusian should have a little bit of an advantage with the positioning, seeing Nexa. Zat knows. Does he? He does. And he can't find him. GoodJob denying the double digits. As they don't only started with those CZs, they somehow got themselves that round.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Very interesting turn. Very interesting move, and GoodJob just said it. Those pistols sometimes are more lethal than you expect. And as those pistols very, very often deliver us a bit of a surprise. They make it work. GoodJob. That boost didn't make it 100% work out in the end. Coffee down to 8 HP. The accuracy on Nuki in this game is incredible. I don't know what this guy is on, but whatever it is, it's incredible. Though Nixo, on the other hand, now finds the op. We're already dealing with a bunch of damage. That's one of the GoodJob players. Unfortunate loss for the side of Imperial, but now the aggression comes in directly. Box finds one. It doesn't get refragged by any of the Imperial players. It might be a 9-6 we're getting into in a second. This box now. He seemed to be quite flash. Next, in just a millisecond reaction, he still gets him. And it allows now GoodJob with that surge in round 1 to be able to secure what is highly necessary. Talking about, though, Leon should be able to get coffee. He's low HP. Not many health points he has left. Zat has to be found. That spray a little off. 9-6 for Imperial. On the right track, they are. an insane halftime speech. This is something, well, GoodJob would have needed in that certain round. But right now, first of all, Cillian finding one onto Coffee. The aggression needs to be working out. Sad not out of this game as Esperanto securing the double for the team, but it's still weird that Nexa didn't hit those USPS shots. And so it's going to be a secured B site for GoodJob. They're taking their time planting. Oh, and Box finding that one. Nuki has insane accuracy as mentioned. Now needs to get Box as well and does it. The fast approach from the side of GoodJob nearly worked out as they've gotten themselves the right frags at the right time, but players coming in from behind and securing middle. A very common strategy we have seen recently from many teams not really interested in holding a defensive control onto a side. It's more like push through. If they rush B, they screw us over. If they come towards us, we screw them. They usually don't push middle directly because they know USPSs in this certain area are way too lethal, so then they can still go for it. Yeah, right. Fake mid. 10-6. Double digits for Imperial. And from my point of view, those double digits are very nice to see, because what we have to just mention about Imperial, from pretty much nothing, from being leftovers, from not being in any teams because they didn't fit in, they somehow got themselves in the direction of finding themselves an organization, a salary, keeping their coach. Quite good, if you ask me. It's a nice story. It's a little bit of a Cinderella story of individuals finding themselves and climbing up the skill and ranking ladder. And once upon a time, we have seen a team of Nexa, Cillian, Nuki, Tansky, and Esperanto players coming together from any nation to form a union of success. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to hear the entire story. I'm going to be your storyteller for tonight and for any other night. If you have a bad dream, I'm going to wake you up. First of all, Cillian waking up Lollipop from his stream to take him down. Nyx is still highly interested and gets that frag at the end of the day. And with 35 more seconds, Box stays where he is. It's a bit odd. It's 25 more seconds. Now he's rotating over to the other side. It's only one player coming in from behind. Not very helpful. Nexa coming down. Uh-oh, and this is not looking good. As Imperial lost control by giving CT to the opponent and now even allowing them to find their way onto that side of B once more. Yeah, Nuki and Tensky not interested in going for it. That retake will be hard to really obtain, as you got yourselves the right rifles, but you know the opponent is quite lethal at the point in time right now, feeling the rush. So it will be the 7 for GoodJob. Imperial's economy not looking that golden at that point in time, which right now means Belarusians might be on the track to really show us their strength on the T side, because statistically speaking, GoodJob is better on the terrorist side. They somehow know better how to aggress and how to take down their opponent into fast-paced plays towards any bomb site. Now Box and the team getting themselves up onto AKs. Imperial's looking not that brilliant, as the pistols are a nice tool to work with, but long-range duels with Nexa are not the best thing. Box though falling short. Already the bomb down and now has to be retrieved by Lollipop. And Imperial not doing the mistake of re-aggressing against an opponent that is now focused towards Banana, retaking that control, or more likely getting themselves onto that control. Instead of squatting into a corner, being scared about it, no chance. Lollipop takes the aggression towards the side of B, finding Esperanto. The bomb still has the opportunity to rotate over towards the side of A. They're sticking to that, what they're doing. Nexa and Nuki now need to hit those. It starts off with Nuki getting one. Nexa falling short in the end. Nice try from the Deagle player there. As the Serbian can't find any more, Tensky with the M4 might do it.
Bomb has been planted.
Asilion still goes for it. Has full armor. Aziza, that is extremely lethal, as we know. And he doesn't want to push through. I'm kind of disappointed right here. He could easily take down Coffee, but logically, being a bit scared about it is understandable. Can rotate away before dying against anyone peeking around. And so, it's going to be the A side where they're all hiding. The safe place and the safe haven on the other side of the map. And Asilion looking into the eyes of Tensky. Probably speaking Danish and saying something like, "Oh, do you enjoy?" No, that's Swedish. Only the Swedes say enjoy. I forgot about that. That would be a tough pill to swallow right now for Imperial if they're falling short in this game. It would give them such a great advantage to be victorious on the opponent's map pick. It's still a 2-point difference between both of the teams. And Ipes and his team are not interested in playing any games right now. The B side is the instant destination. Esperanto and his team make any work out of it? Nope. Not yet. Esperanto finding one. Can't get much further. Nope. Being denied. Asilion and Yuki. Getting shredded by bullets right here for the smoke. Like a Gatling gun. For a house. Making holes for that smoke. It would be actually, if you think about it, it would be a great animation. Though probably would eat up your entire PC and you would need 12 new graphic cards. If the projectiles you shoot through that smoke would actually keep the wind, you know, as it is a certain movement speed, the bullet goes through, and the wind goes directly besides it. That would be a cool imagination. Now, Asilion can secure himself at least one certain player and get himself that AK. And now go back. Fox could have seen him there, but rotates back to the T-spawn where the beautiful music used to be. Either way, 9 to 10 Imperial. Right now is the time to show what you can do on that city site of the lovely Inferno. And that Inferno is right now not looking so brilliant on the city side for them, as you have to say. Also, the terrorist side of Imperial is a slight bit better. And their city site next to finding Boxdog Coffee instantly refragging. The B side is now a little bit weaker and shakier, though only Tensky is alive there. Might get a little problematic for the Danish player. Instantly rotates back, giving GoodJob the opportunity to take the space around Banana, which Zat and his teammate might do. That puts it all down to Nuki. To the left, he got a look. He sees where an Ix is, at least puts a lot of bullets into him, but doesn't take him down in the end. So it's going to be Asilion coming down from his elevated position to go back onto the side of A. But right now the rotation is coming at the right time. Asilion still has a flame. He could put that down on the base side once it is going to be the announcement of Tensky that our player is coming in. And Asilion, he holds it already in his hands, rather rotates back to his AK. As he now peeks right, can't find one, but not the second, and that is a big issue. But Nuki is there at the right time, 14 more seconds. And he could find Coffee in a long-range duel, as he does. Reloads. And with that reload, he takes a white move. And that just kills him in the end. Lollipop coming from Banana as well, unexpectedly. And so it's going to be GoodJob going into the tie, securing themselves to double digits. And just to put you, I mean, in a picture about the guys of Imperial. So recently they've played a lot of matches, and let's say it like that. They have taken down Sprout too. Oh, they've taken down GoodJob recently. Yaniga, Forcey, Super Jimmy. Lost against alternate attacks and Godsend, but then took down Fraxters, for example. The team is on the right track. Exito finding coffee. Very important injury right now for the European sites. Even an AK secured should probably give it to... Yeah, Esperanto has a few more points of health left onto himself. Nuki taking those very aggressive duel gives him a bit of information. With the Eagle now hitting those shots is extremely crucial. As he can't do so, logically a single bullet puts him down. Tensky goes wide up and hits the right timing. Goes over to the AK! Nearly finds Box as well. That would have been an insane clutch by the Dane. But now Nexa, who holds himself back onto the A site, could secure a simple force buy in favor of his team. Does Box see him though? He can spot him out as he clutches himself close and tight towards the corner. Box could just throw a mollo on that certain position, forcing out Nexa to jump out before he dies in Inferno. Nexa should be able to see a bit of his body. Take him down. And there he got it. 11 to 10. And the interesting part about all of this, GoodJob took down Imperial during... Oh, when you take a look at it, gun rounds. And also rounds where they had a certain amount of armor, utility, and weaponry onto themselves. But when it's only down to pistols, they certainly start to lose. The real problem will occur if Imperial gets themselves to 12. Because from then on, GoodJob will not have the opportunity to buy up in the next one. And you just hate to see it. You just really, also deep down from your guts, when you're playing by yourself and you just get yourself finally those rounds you needed to get back in the match, suddenly your opponent is taking you down in an anti-eco, which is already quite annoying. And then when you're even getting the results of that anti-eco, which forces you to eco, you just gotta hate it. Probably down to psychology as well. Esperanto having a very nice angle onto Box once he sees him, but he's a little bit exposed to it. 1 HP, and he magically survives that. Assistance that is now so necessary from Tensky, but he comes in a little late. Tensky probably getting his head ripped off at the point of time. He's a little bit slow. Their coffee finds him in the end. B-side it is. He plays it slow. The players know he used to be somewhere towards Graveyard, and he has no information. Nuki logically forcing himself on the other position. This just means simply a Cillion on his own. A Molotov to the right taken out. Takes the position towards Pits. Can't find Zated as well. Absolute to the right. Can't find Snipes, but the damage he has done towards the side of GoodJob is already extremely crucial. The bomb plant coming though. And Nuki very, very scared to find his head being ripped off. No chance though. Right timing, right hit. And though GoodJob's aggression towards the A site was well timed, they sold the fake towards the players. It was a Cillion. Done the job right for Imperial. The bomb plant helps them economically a bit, but it doesn't change the outcome that GoodJob won't have a perfect economy in that round number 23. And just to remind you, I know you love it. I mean, we all love cases. I know it's, on the one hand, it's all gambling and we are aware of it, but on the other side, it's so cool when you get yourself something sick out of those cases. And this is why I recommend you to, well, help increase the prize pool. Help just to make it look also goddamn cool and nice. To give the players a little bit more of money. I know it sounds weird. You might just think, what is he talking about? But Hellcase is funded by crowdfunding. Right now, we have $39,965, which is probably 170 million thousand euros. But to talk about it, though, I mean, last time, the first place reached, or gotten themselves, $4,000. But $20,000 were there, additionally, for the first place, due to the reason of the crowdfunding. So, big shout out to the people supporting it. You just gotta love it. First of all, we're seeing an entry for the side of GoodJob. Poor chicken running away as he's scared from the flames. But when you know what happens at KFC, you're probably scared as well. Box though. He makes the guys of Imperial feel scared, finding himself a double and the control of the A side easily being maintained and secured by GoodJob at that point in time. They arrived at the party with a hell lot of snacks and explosive surprises. And Imperial's not happy because they have to clean up tomorrow. The host is never happy about parties. You always gotta clean up. It's the worst. There's a reason why I never, but really never host a party. Someone gotta do it. But I guess some people also love to host parties when you're organizing it and when you're buying the drinks and the snacks and taking care that everyone is having fun and everyone will remind you, damn, do you remember the party at Steve? Do you remember the party at Zest? He has done some good parties so far. I really would go to another as well. He's a cool guy. What could his Twitter handle be? I have no idea. You probably could figure out the Twitter handle. Maybe I can assist you. Maybe I'm there to tell you that there's a magic command. To be honest, who doesn't love magic? I mean, back in the day when rabbits have been pulled out of hats, we all loved it. First of all though, Coffee falling short, getting taken out in the aggression towards the side of the banana. Blocks with the grenade deep down onto Esperanto. Ouch. Nearly got a mirror much, but has a drop behind him. Only taking away 2 points of health. Master waiting it out. Man advantage helping Imperial a lot. The aggression towards the A side could be easily punished due to 3 players waiting it out for a mistake to happen. If he holds himself towards the corner, that position has not been played yet. Could work out perfectly, but now Solion waiting for the flashbang, finding one, and Zad, not getting you, but in the end, doesn't matter. He has a good smoke towards himself. No, here's the steps of Lollipop, still finds the player. Lollipop finding way too many frags. But the retake should be easy. Both players barely having any points of health left. The smokes making it quite hard. Mike's not being burned out of his position. Next up. The most simple mistake. He's doing it. This can't be happening. Not checking towards spoiler is extremely unusual. Now, as Esperanto still is a kid, he could try to do so. And not even 50 points of health aren't GoodJob, but Imperial have thrown it away. The most simple position not being checked. As it was boiler. So you gotta live with yourself in the coffin. It gotta hurt.
Terrorists win.
So it is going to be 12 to 12. And that 12 to 12 is now not giving Imperial any big options. Showing us what they're actually made of. Esperanto falling and GoodJob. Well, it's definitely decent what they're doing. Next time with one, maybe even with a second, as he could get himself casually too. And as a side note, he didn't even have armor. The only advantage Imperial is getting from losing such rounds but dealing so much damage is that they simply are there to hurt the economy of GoodJob bit after bit, time after time, so they're not able to build themselves a decent and big wallet. Naxidel should give the gun over to Solion as he does it right now. Focus from the Belarusians. Lollipop got his aces high. I don't like it. It's such a strange pin. I mean, it's a skeleton with a cylinder. Who the hell? I don't even know. So the skeleton with the cylinder now pushing onto the side of B. As scary as it might sound, Lollipop now pushing over. Nexa not being spotted. And there he finds Satsa and maybe even Lollipop. But as Lollipop gets himself a Cillion, it's all getting a bit more tricky and tricky. He understands the play and finds him in the end. Game sense at his finest. And though the losing bonus, well, it is decent on the side of Imperial, but the problem is, if you consider themselves now losing this round, it will be GoodJob on the 14th, and the European counter-terrorist site having barely any dollars to work with. At that point of time, those guns now need to make the change. We've seen Imperial doing a quite decent job on the terrorist site. They could have gotten themselves a few more here and there. At the end, they looked a bit shaky. Especially as GoodJob have actually done a good job denying those double digits from the X-Men's Not Hot roster. There's an execution being set onto the A side. Flashbangs coming everywhere, left, right, and center. And from now on, Nuki and Asilion gotta do the job. The crossfire being set. Nuki has not been spotted. He waits it out. Can't find one in a second as well. Going connects on a triple, gets even box. And those are the frags you need right now to shut down GoodJob. Lollipop against 4, and the smoke wall is not even in his favor anymore, as he was able to drop himself down. Esperanto whiffing such a shot is a shame in the end. But now Asilion and his team needs to find Lollipop. Nuki dying. The guy with the free K falling in that situation is just a shame, but Asilion finished it off. Closes that round number 26 in favor of his team. Take a look at that stat still. Next, this is actually not that calming if you're an Imperial fan, because if you have to rely on Nuki and Nexa, that's something you don't really want to see. As right now, the Serbian as well as the Lithuanian are looking brilliant stats-wise. 1.24 and 1.2 both players have, as the rating 2.0 from HLTV. But, well, if your team doesn't step up at that point in time, it's just a shame. Talking about Esperanto falling, Nexa at least finding one, can't connect onto a second. And Nuki just stays there. Not being safe for a box. And Nuki gotta do it all on his own. Box being taken out. Coffee taken out as well. Nuki with the double. In a round where the opponent barely has anything on board. Gets himself the triple. Come on, just continue to the fourth, Nuki. Don't stop. A shot from the smoke, that would be something new. I don't even need to say it. He gets himself 4 and gets himself onto a 30-17 after 28 rounds. Making the 30 bomb blow up big time. Seems to be in the Nuki kind of thing. And now, GoodJob. If they don't make it work right now, then it's getting extremely difficult. GoodJob is not able to secure control of this round. They don't even have a decent losing bonus. And besides that, Imperial's gonna have the 15. So no time to be disgruntled. They somehow gotta prevail. With 1 minute 15 left on the clock, they still got an option to do so. The question is, how will they utilize on it? There comes it. Lollipop hitting the first. Not at all. A few shots onto Solion, but not killing it in the end. 60 seconds left, and the smoke being dropped into Mitzel. Not helping out the situation too much. On the other side, Imperial still not falling for any fakes. And haven't even happened on the side of B. No control. They have taken over Banana as well. Which means Nuki got to do his job quite well. He has not been exposed so far. The flashbang, the angle might just give his position away. That could be also a very, very good pre-fire angle. But Tansky and his teammate got to make it work. A double, he secures himself. Box coming out. Easily headshots the player. The bomb rotating over towards B. Esperanto looking in the wrong corner. Needs to find Coffee. Oh, and this is now costing a very crucial player his life. Coffee taken out though. This box rotates over. The Molotov blocks his movement, and he can't make it through without taking damage. Down to 44 he is. And Naxa rips off his head. 556 into his brain. And take a look at that economy of GoodJob. You just gotta hate to see it. A play that was definitely not by the book. And Imperial was forearmed for such situations. Weighing up your options, GoodJob. Where do you want to aggress, when, why, and in which direction? Because otherwise you might fall short. And you don't want to fall short against a team like Imperial. Next map. That would be Cash. Just talking about Cash for Imperial. They're not even that good at it, but GoodJob are way worse on it. That's the right way to put it. Esperanto now knowing where Coffee is. Shouldn't try to get his hat ripped off. Double flashbang. Esperanto still can't connect any of those shots. Goes for another flashbang. Oh, and he can't see a thing. Not helpful. Nexa down to a few points of health for here and there. And suddenly he's isolated. Whilst all that is happening on the B side, Nike set himself a good bit of ground towards the A apartments. And Imperial, interestingly enough, their aggressive line of defense on the side of A have switched over to an extremely defensive one. Another good flashbang thrown here by Nuki. Burns away Zat. So he finds one, another frag to find. On the top there's a lollipop, and I think we can call this over. Box and Coffee need to do it magically. Still finding Tensky pretty much. There's one and another player dying. That defuse coming in right now. And Nuki got himself that defuse in the end. 16-13. GoodJob losing on their map. And this is the point in time where we suddenly see the team that has actually chosen this map falling short of it. We know this doesn't mean a thing on the best of 3. It doesn't have to mean a thing. Cash is a map, though, that doesn't look brilliant at all for GoodJob. Though they have delivered a quite decent terrorist side and have shown us that they have the will to come back. If Nexa, together with Nuki, are going to step up on this map again, then I don't see any chance right now that this is going in favor of the side of GoodJob, or that they've been able to secure themselves that map number 3. We're going to figure it out anyway. My name is Sesht. We're going to see each other on the second map in a second. Second, and we'll just be right back. Quick ads, and then Cash is coming up.